Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. Today we have a warning that changed the world, a title that defied faith, and a flight that never returned, all of which happened on October 11th. Let's begin. On October 11th, 1939, a single envelope was placed on the desk of President Franklin D. Roosevelt, inside a few pages quietly signed by Albert Einstein. What those pages contained would alter the fate of the world forever. It began with whispers among scientists, fragments of terrifying news from Europe. The Nazis were experimenting with uranium, and some feared they were on the brink of building a weapon unlike anything mankind had ever imagined. Einstein, a man of peace, felt a chill of what his own theory had unleashed. Together with physicist Leo Szilard, he wrote to Roosevelt, warning that if Germany is successful first, no nation would be safe. In his Washington office, Roosevelt read the letter and paused. It was calm and written in a clinical tone, but behind the words lurked apocalypse. That moment ignited the Manhattan Project, the race to build the atomic bomb. Einstein would later say he regretted signing it. He never worked on the bomb, but his name would forever be tied to its creation, a man who opened the door for the atomic age, only to realize too late what had stepped through. Einstein warned of the danger, but his warning became a spark for something darker. He signed the letter out of fear of what others might do, not what we would become. Maybe that's the real paradox of progress. Every warning carries the seed of its own disaster. On October 11th, 1521, the corridors of the Vatican echoed with a rustle of silk robes and whispered prayers. Behind closed doors, Pope Leo X dipped his quill into ink and bestowed upon England's Henry VIII a divine title, Defender of the Faith. It was meant to be a blessing that became a haunting. Henry had written a furious rebuttal to the rebel priest Martin Luther, defending the authority of Rome and the sanctity of the Pope. For this, he was celebrated as a shield for Christianity, a loyal servant of God. But faith can twist and loyalty can rot, because only years later, the same king, once the church's proud defender, turned on it. After he was denied an annulment, Henry's pride ignited into fury. He shattered England's bond with Rome, declaring himself the new head of the church. One built not on faith, but defiance. From that day forward, once blessed by the Pope, was cursed by him. Excommunicated, cast out. Yet the irony of the title, Defender of Faith, meant to honor devotion to Rome, still clings to the British monarchs. I guess Defender of the Faith didn't extend to defending his marriages. 6 wives later, it seemed Henry was better at breaking vows than keeping faith. On October 11, 1956, somewhere over the black, cold waters of the North Atlantic, 59 souls simply vanished. The U.S. Navy Douglas R-6D-1 transport plane had departed from Lakenheath in England. It was a routine military flight, clear skies, experienced crew, standard communications. Just past midnight, the 8 radios went silent forever. No distress call, no beacon, not a single piece of wreckage was found. Search teams scoured the ocean for days, hundreds of miles of open water, radar grids, and rescue aircrafts sweeping in vain, but nothing was ever found. It was as if the plane had been erased from existence. Some blamed violent turbulence or catastrophic structure failure that sent the aircraft plummeting beneath the waves, but others whispered of navigation error, pulling the plane far off course into the endless Atlantic void. But there's one unsettling detail that lingers. The aircraft's last known coordinates place it over the most mysterious region of the ocean, a stretch often linked to strange disappearances, a ghostly silence, and radio bans. The fate of the plane remains an unsolved enigma, a flight swallowed whole by the sea, leaving behind only questions and a faint echo of the engines that were never heard again. They say that the ocean never forgets, but this time, it might have just misplaced an entire plane. Like your history snack-sized? Drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.